There's something they don't want you to know, something that was buried over a century ago and almost stayed buried forever. I'm talking about Nikola Tesla, not the man in your history books, not the inventor of alternating current. I'm talking about the Tesla they erased, the one who threatened to give the world unlimited energy for free. March 13th, 1895. A fire tore through Tesla's laboratory in Manhattan. Everything he'd been working on, gone. Decades of research, hundreds of prototypes, thousands of handwritten notes, reduced to ash in a single night. The official story? An accident. A faulty boiler in the basement. But Tesla knew better. In his own words, he was in too much grief to talk. He never fully recovered from that loss, and neither did humanity. What burned that night wasn't just equipment, it was the future. Tesla had been on the verge of something extraordinary. Patent number 512340, filed in 1893, a revolutionary coil design capable of generating massive amounts of electrical energy with almost no input. He called it his gift to the world, a device so simple, so elegant that anyone could build one. And that's exactly why it had to disappear. You see, in 1894, Tesla was experimenting with wireless energy transmission, not radio waves, not batteries. Pure electrical energy flowing through the air, through the earth itself, freely available to anyone, anywhere. Imagine a world where power lines didn't exist, where corporations couldn't control your access to electricity, where energy was as free as sunlight. That was Tesla's vision, and it terrified the right people. J.P. Morgan was funding Tesla's work, but when he realized what Tesla was really building, he pulled the plug. Morgan reportedly asked Tesla one simple question. If anyone can draw energy from the air, where do we put the meter? Tesla had no answer, because there was no meter, no monthly bill, no control. And that made his invention worthless to them, priceless to us. After the fire Tesla tried to rebuild, he moved to Colorado Springs, built a massive experimental station, managed to transmit energy wirelessly over 26 miles, lit 200 lamps without a single wire. But his funding dried up. His patents were challenged. His reputation was quietly dismantled. By the time he died in 1943, alone in a New York hotel room, most of his work had been confiscated by the government. Classified. Sealed away. For decades, people assumed Tesla's wireless energy system was lost forever, a beautiful dream that died with him. But here's where the story gets strange, because Tesla wasn't careless. He knew they were coming for him. He knew his inventions would be stolen, buried, erased from history. So he did something brilliant. He hid copies, not in a vault, not in a government archive, but in plain sight, in his hometown, in Smiljan, Croatia, in documents scattered across Europe, written in Serbian, filed under obscure patent numbers, hidden in university libraries where no one thought to look. And they stayed there, for over 100 years, until recently. A small group of engineers, historians, and Tesla enthusiasts began searching, not for fame, not for profit. They were driven by a single question. What if Tesla was right? What if his wireless energy system actually worked? And what if the blueprints still existed somewhere? It took years, thousands of hours combing through archives, old letters, forgotten journals. But they found something. Buried in a collection of Tesla's personal notes from 1894, a detailed schematic, a complete blueprint for a self-sustaining energy device based on patent 512340. At first, they didn't believe it could work. Too simple, too elegant. So they built one. Using modern materials, following Tesla's exact specifications, and it worked. A small device, no bigger than a shoebox, generating consistent, clean electrical power, enough to run lights, appliances, tools, with no fuel, no external power source, just the ambient energy Tesla described over a century ago. They had rediscovered what was taken from us. But here's the problem. The moment they tried to share their findings, things went dark. Websites taken offline, videos removed, social media accounts suspended. One of the engineers received a cease and desist letter from an energy corporation he'd never heard of. Another was visited by government officials who politely suggested he stop his research. The message was clear. This secret was never meant to come back. So they did what Tesla would have done. They released the blueprints anonymously, scattered them across the internet, posted the instructions on forums, file-sharing sites, encrypted servers, made sure that even if they were silenced, the knowledge would survive. And for a brief moment, it was everywhere. Thousands of people downloaded the plans, started building their own devices, sharing results, proving it worked, but then the purge began. Links went dead, files were scrubbed, entire websites vanished overnight. It was systematic, coordinated. Someone with serious resources was making sure this information disappeared again, and they almost succeeded. Almost. Because a few copies survived, hidden in places they haven't found yet. And if you're watching this video, you might still be able to access one. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know how long this information will stay available. It could be days, it could be hours. The people who buried this secret once before are still out there, and they're watching. But I believe you have a right to know, a right to decide for yourself whether Tesla's vision of free energy was real or just a dream. Because if it's real, if even a fraction of what he promised is possible, then everything changes. The link is in the description. I can't promise it will work when you click it. I can't promise it will still be there tomorrow. But if it is, if you can access the original material, then you're holding something that powerful people spent over a century trying to erase, something that could change your life, and maybe the world. Tesla once said, "The present is theirs. The future for which I really worked is mine." He was right. His future is finally here, but only if we're brave enough to claim it. Don't wait. Don't assume someone else will preserve this. If this video is still online, if the link still works, if you can still download the blueprints, do it now. Because once they realize this secret is spreading again, it might be gone for good. And this time, they'll make sure it never comes back.